Welcome to the Hello Well with Danielle podcast, your weekly mental vacation from the daily grind for busy women who just need a moment to pause, breathe, and woosah. I'm your host, Danielle Washington, and I need a moment to pause, breathe, and woosah. I have been feeling stressed out in a way that I haven't felt this way in a really long time. But before we get into my stuff, let's tune in by taking a couple collective breaths, kind of getting all of our nervous systems to be like, okay, we're here. It's going to be okay. We're going to be all right. So if you have the space, I invite you to close your eyes. You can keep your eyes open, one or the other. Connecting your feet to the ground. And we're going to inhale. We're going to hold for a little bit and we're going to exhale. So we're going to inhale for the count of 4. We're going to hold for the count of 5. And then we're going to exhale for the count of 7. So join me now. Inhaling deeply. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, inhaling deeply. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, inhale deeply. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And connect back to your natural rhythm of your breath. And just take a moment to be aware of what you feel. Noticing any tingling in your body, noticing any shifts in your mind. Nothing was supposed to happen. Nothing was not supposed to happen. This is just a moment to just be aware. Speaking of awareness, where am I in life? I like to try to be transparent here on this podcast and not say, oh my God, life is always amazing because I meditate and I do Kundalini yoga and I do yoga nidra and life is just always roses and butterflies and rainbows, because it's not. It's not. Like, I haven't been here in a really long time. I feel like I'm on the verge of burnout, and I'm shocked because of all the work that I do. And I wanted to have this conversation because just because you are doing the work doesn't mean you don't get into these spaces again or have these still things that come up that you have to deal with. I'm dealing with the fact that I know I need to pause. I know I need to take a mental break. I need to get off of social. I need to kind of just step back from everything and just pause. But let me know if you can relate to this. I feel like, oh my God, I can't. I feel like I willingly got back on the hamster wheel and I can't get off. And it's like, I talk to people about getting off. I talk to people about the importance of it. So it's not like I'm not aware that if I just allow myself to take a pause, take a mental vacation, even if it's for a day or whatever it is, and even if I can get mental vacations throughout the day. Maybe it's me taking it for 2 hours a day. I know whatever time I give to myself, it's going to be a blessing. If I can get myself to pause, I can help myself recharge. And I was about to say, I can help myself recharge so I can get back to work, which that's not the reason why we rest. But in reality, when you're in survival mode, which is what I sort of feel like I'm in right now, hey, that's how you get through. Because a little rest to get back to work is better than no rest at all and still working. I like to know that I'm using these tools and I'm resting because I desire rest. I'm resting because resting is my birthright. Resting gives me joy. It fills my soul. It helps me take care of this temple I call my body. But right now, I know I need to rest because I have so much on my plate. Like, there's so much I want to do, and I'm not even doing even half of what I want to do. Because I know that if I attempt it, I'm going to be over my capacity. Right now, I'm at capacity. I'm not over the capacity. And for me, that's a win. That's a win that I'm at least paying attention enough to be like, you can't add anymore. Like, I want to do monthly, if not weekly, community classes because I want to help people get to their awareness. I want to help people have different ways to help them release some energy, help them feel a little bit better, and kind of skip further down their path. But I know if I add that extra class, that's going to tip me over. I want to start adding yoga nidra classes. If you're not familiar with yoga nidra is it's called yogic sleep. I like to think of it as a conscious nap where you are in this, it feels like a guided meditation. That's the best way I can explain it. It feels like a guided meditation where someone is walking you through, but through the steps of doing yoga nidra, you're getting out of that you're getting into that dreamy brainwave state where you're awake but kind of asleep. And that's when we really can work on some of the beliefs that we have, the thoughts that we have, and all these different things in a beautiful way that even though you may think you're sleeping, you're actually getting this information. So it's pretty fire. And I want to share this with you guys because it's something that has really been helpful to me. But I can't. Right now, I can't do a single thing. I feel like my parents are needing more. Like I'm noticing more memory issues on both sides. And so I feel like I need to be over there more. My dad is slowing down more. And so that's a lot more. I took on having another podcast. I now have Black on the Mat, which I love. Like all these things that I'm doing, I really love doing. I took on a new client, doing consulting for a wellness collective, and I love working with them. I love everything that I'm doing that I've added recently. At the same time, I need a break. I need to pause, and I'm nervous to pause. And I find it so baffling that I can sit here and say I'm nervous to pause when I talk about it all the time. I know I got the receipts that tell me when I pause, when I take a moment to myself, when I give myself time to breathe, I show up better. I show up as Danielle that is feeling grounded, that feels good. But here I am at the quasi best place I've ever been. And I'm back here where I feel like, dang, I can't take a break. I have so much to do. I need to fix the website. I need to book this. I need to create this workshop I want to do. I probably need to look into, expanding my reach and working with more studios. I want to create online classes. I want to make some yoga nidra recordings on Insight Timer. And then on top of that, your girl is in school. School is kicking my ASS, honey. I am at the finish line of my not my yoga nidra training, done that. I'm at the finish line of my yoga therapy training. And this has been a 2-year process, and I can see it. I can see the finish line. And I love yoga therapy. Yoga therapy, one day I'm going to talk about it, but it's just been everything. I love my class. I love my teachers. I love my fellow, colleagues, but it's hard. It's freaking hard. And adding all that up into my day-to-day life, and I am taking some time. I'm not going to say I'm not doing anything, because the little time that I am taking, instead of taking a major chunk, I'm taking small moments of pause. Like last Sunday, oh my God, someone laughed at me, but I'm like, I slept until 8:30. I never sleep until 8:30. 8:30 a.m. I woke up. I was like, oh my God, this is fire. I slept in. And what I did after that, I decided not to get out of bed. I'm like, I'm not getting out of bed. I'm not doing it. This is where I am. This is my spot. And that felt good. The night before, instead of watching TV or trying to do something for someone else, I colored. And right after coloring, I went to a concert. I went to go see Rassam Patterson, who, if you don't know, you need to know. I love him. I know I've seen him in concert over 10 times. And I almost bailed on my cousins. I almost bailed because I was just like, I'm just too tired. I don't have the capacity. But then I remembered, and I allowed myself to push myself. I don't always push myself because I don't think that's the way to get out of this. But I pushed myself because I remembered that when I do something that brings me joy, it helps recharge me. So going to see someone who I have loved since Kids Incorporated, look that up if you don't know what that is, it refueled me. It brought me so much joy and peace. What I realized more so right now is that my nervous system is freaking the F out. That's what's really tired. It's not that I'm exhausted physically. It's that my nervous system doesn't feel grounded. So I feel agitated. I feel anxious. I feel like, oh my God, I don't know which way to go. I can't make decisions. I feel like there's too many decisions because I don't feel grounded because my nervous system is not balanced. So what did I do this week? I did this crazy Kriya, which is a Kundalini yoga physical set. And it was stupid hard. And I looked at the girl because I decided to do it on YouTube instead of doing something on my own. Because sometimes I like listening to someone else versus me leading myself. And it helped. It isn't everything. I know I need to get the blank out of here. I know I need to take a vacation. For me, my nervous system resets so much beautifully. My nervous system resets so much beautifully when I'm on a beach. And so that's what I need. And I got to figure out a way to get myself there. I got to figure out a way for me to allow myself to book that trip. And in the meantime, this is where I am. I'm struggling, people, and it's okay because I know it's a season. I know it's a short time. I know that I will get out of this. I know I have tools. And sometimes even the tools I have, I'm recognizing, okay, we got to shift some things. And that's okay too. So I wanted you to know that just because you are doing the work and you're doing all these things and you're living your life well, you're eating well, doesn't mean you don't have moments like this. It doesn't mean that we don't come back to these spaces where, dang, how did I get back here? And I invite you to look at it as like, nah, dang, how did I get back here? But okay, I'm here. This is where I am. I know I'm going to get out of this. What can I start doing to shift some things? What can I be aware of in this moment? What is this moment trying to teach me? Because we learn in fractals. So what is this round about? And go from there with kind of giving yourself some grace. So I'm giving myself some grace. So if I show up a little bit different, if I have to take a pause, which I really don't want to, I wanted you to understand where I am now. There's so much I want to do in this world, but I recognize for me to do any and all of it, I got to take care of me first. And that's where I am. All right, y'all. I will see you next week. Ciao.